Welcome to Escape This Podcast, a show that's a mix between tabletop role-playing and escape room puzzles. This is now episode 6 of our guest Game Master season.
And it's getting creepy.
You know what? Maybe it is getting creepy. I don't know. We don't know what this room is. We've also done this bit, I think, the last 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Every episode, we have, for this season, a guest Game Master come on and run us through a room that exists only in their head. And it's been a lot of fun so far. We've done a lot of really interesting, cool rooms.
Getting to the halfway point.
Dani, how do you feel about your performance so far? I know you were worried last season.
Yeah, look, unlike last time, I feel like I am slightly getting better with every room. I feel like I had a very slow start, and it's still not... It's still just above glacial.
Oh, good. You know what would help?
But it's approaching regular old iceberg.
You know what would help? If whenever someone mentioned something, you didn't then go, oh no, stop, I'm not going to solve puzzles for the next 10 minutes. I need to draw a little picture of this small rat.
You know what? Sometimes
maybe you could actually
it
engage
helps.
with this with the puzzles and solve them and participate in the room. This episode, we have our guest game master in Madison Littlepage. Welcome.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
Yeah, look, we are excited to play through the room.
We have no idea what you're bringing to us. Do you have any very unspoilery teasers?
Well, it is probably not very creepy. I know it is winter over there for y'all, but here it's the dead of summer. So I am a lifeguard and a swim coach, so mine is all about fun in the sun.
Okay,
Nice.
The jealousy room, got it.
This should be a lot of fun. But we always have questions to get started. Same questions to all of our guests.
Big old butt.
Well, we can't get going yet. I know you wanted to dive straight into the room, Dani, but hold your horses while I ask Madison. Madison, this is an escape room podcast. What is your escape room experience?
Yeah, so I've definitely done a lot of escape rooms. I think 2016 is the year they started getting really big, and I did one that year for my birthday. I think we lost by we were so close to the end, but I've done a lot better since, and I have a pretty strong record. And then I actually, for a fundraiser at my school, I created a escape room, and I did that my sophomore year, and it was really fun. It was theater themed because it was for the theater department. And then this last year I was supposed to do a Hannibal themed escape room, but it got canceled due to COVID. And so the escape room I created for this and for you guys is actually also an escape room that some of the people at my college did this spring.
That's awesome.
Lovely.
Oh, I feel like I'm in good hands.
Yeah, that's
not
fun.
just because of the lifeguard thing.
I'm just saying, if we'd done the Hannibal room, that would have been creepy. Unless it was Hannibal, how do you take these elephants over the Alps? If each elephant can only move... Okay.
Or it's Hannibal, what's his name? Hannibal Buress?
Yeah, maybe it was a Hannibal Buress room. Well, that's a good amount of escape room experience. I'm very excited. The other aspect of this show is that it's escape rooms mixed with tabletop role-playing. So what is your tabletop role-playing experience?
Yeah, it's definitely not as strong as my escape room experience, but I have played a D&D since my sophomore year, so it's only been 3 years, but I do really enjoy it. I mostly enjoy doing the fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I enjoy doing the fights.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So do I. It's just not one that you hear that often, I feel.
That's fair.
I mean, granted, I say that I enjoy the fights, but I usually come up with characters who don't fight.
Yeah, maybe you
So
don't.
I like coming up with whatever they're doing while fighting is going on.
Fair.
No, my signature move is to create a grappling hook from whatever I have and go on the ceiling and drop down on whatever monster we're attacking.
Yeah, can't argue that.
Every single player of every game always just wants grappling hooks.
They very rarely get them.
And no game
Or know
does
how to use
grappling
them.
hooks. Why haven't they engaged with this? Why isn't there a D&D class that's just you can just grapple to anything. Don't even worry about it.
Well,
Everybody would love it.
I mean, they have several people who can fly.
Nah, flying is not as good as grappling.
I agree.
Hooks.
And yet...
All right. Well, I think we're ready to go.
Yep.
I think we're ready for some fun in the sun.
Should we draw a rectangle?
Oh, yeah, that's a relatively good start.
Okay, well, Madison, let's
Take
get
us
going.
away.
All right, so You guys are lifeguards tasked with getting the pool ready for use this summer. However, no one can seem to find the keys, and your boss is coming soon, and you need to get the pool ready and open before he shows up. So you guys hop the high fence and hope that the keys are somewhere near on the pool area. So your guys' goal is to get the pool up and running, unlock the front gate. As you can imagine, the parents and children will probably not be jumping the fence like you guys did.
Cool.
So, there is an 8-foot, is feet okay?
Yeah.
Sorry. There is an 8-foot tall fence surrounding the entire pool area. You guys jumped the fence near the baby pool, which is in the back left corner.
That's about a 2.5 meter high fence, if you're converting in your head.
Sure.
The baby pool itself has a second smaller fence surrounding it with a small square pool in the middle. So the fence probably comes up to your hip. It's just to prevent any small children to go in.
All right. I in no way drew my pool as a square, but I wrote the word square above it
Mine's
so no
got
one
like
can
a
get
square
confused.
feel
I
to
mean,
it.
the shape doesn't super matter.
No,
You never know.
It's going to be part of the puzzle. Later on, we're going to be like, and then, because it's clearly not a square, the baby pool must fit in here.
Ah, the number of sides on the
number of
baby
sides of the
pool.
infinite. Go on.
All right, outside the baby pool area and to the right is a giant sign. And then next to the sign is the pool chemical and pump room.
Now, I picture that as not huge. How big would that normally be?
I would say maybe the size of like 2 small rooms.
Well, I've made it a tiny shack.
Yeah, mine looks
But
a
it
bit
can
like
be a bit
mine looks a bit like a
TARDIS-y.
toilet cubicle.
Yeah, it's going to be a TARDIS room.
All
Don't
right.
worry
Yeah.
about it.
And then across from the pump room and taking up the majority of the deck is the main pool. This is your standard size 25-meter outdoor pool. And that's also
now
kind of...
it's in meters, eh?
Well, this is the funny part. So it's a 25-meter pool, but it ranges from a depth of 3 to 5 feet. That is how American pools are like. Do not ask me why.
Amazing.
Here's my question. Let's try and meet some kind of cultural connections. Let's see if this makes sense. Does it have those things where, like, each of the lanes is divided by a rope with, like, plastic circular floating things?
They're called donuts.
Yep, good. Good.
And do you have those little pennants
Yeah, do you
above
have
the pool?
pennants?
Oh, the triangle flags? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All pools are the same. This is good to know. Bloody Olympics, making everything the same.
Exactly. And then overlooking the main pool at opposite ends, so one at the shallow and one at the deep end, there are a lifeguard stand. So one at each end.
Is that just like a tall tennis umpire's chair?
Sure.
All
It's
right.
it's like a tall chair with an umbrella. And there is currently one lap lane set up at the furthest side of the pool. But the rest of the lanes are on a lane line reel in the back right corner. And then surrounding the pool is a bunch of in-ground skimmers.
Sorry, what's surrounding the pool?
Okay, they're skimmers, so they're like circles, and what happens is they have lids you can take off, and that's where they collect stuff. However, the grossest thing about this pool is the water. It is so murky, covered in leaves, that you cannot see the pool bottom, and honestly, you're kind of scared too, because it just looks so disgusting.
How did they even get leaves in
I like
here?
that you just did exactly what I've done. You just started
Colour it
colouring
in.
in the pool.
In between the main pool and the pump room is one of those yellow caution slippery when wet signs that is propped up.
All right.
All right, then in the upper right-hand corner is the family changing room, which outside of it also has another large sign. Next to the family changing room, it's called the Lifeguard Closet, which is an actual just closet that has a backboard stationed outside of it. Are you guys familiar with what a backboard is?
Not even slightly, unless someone's playing basketball.
It's like, just think of a person-sized board that typically is like a brightly colored thing that also has like a spot for the head and has a bunch of straps.
Okay. So this is like a medical
Yep,
device?
exactly. And then finally, between the family changing room and the guard closet is the pool exit and entry gate.
Perfect.
All right. Now, a lot of my things are not in the correct places.
Yes.
But that's okay. I'm going to assume that's fine.
Let's have fun going from one thing to whatever thing is next to it.
That happened to us
based on
in
our
room
pictures.
2, I believe, where
Oh,
I
yeah?
said, now because we're standing right next to it, why don't we take the chest? And you went, what are you talking about?
yep.
That's on the other side of the room.
Yep.
I'm sure that'll happen here as well. So we've climbed this fence. We've got to fix the pool, and we've got to find the key.
Yep.
Where do you want to start?
I want to start by reading all of these signs.
Okay, do you want to go for the large sign by the pump room?
It seems like it would catch the eye first.
Or the baby pool?
Yeah. Big sign.
So this is actually going to be your first visual.
Okay. Oh, man, this looks like a real sign. Would you like me to read it?
Yes, so for people at home, you can see this linked in the show notes. But yeah, Dani, why don't you describe this cool...
This does not look like just a random image that someone making an escape room wrote. I believe that this is a real sign. It's the pool rules. There are 9 rules all up. And they seem... Ooh. Interesting.
Do you want to read them one after the other?
Sure. Number 1, swim at your own risk! Exclamation mark.
Number 2, no running or violent horseplay in pool area.
Violet horseplay.
It doesn't say violent, it says violent horseplay.
Okay. Number 3, no smoking in pool or deck area.
Number 4, all children under 12 are required, and it's underlined, to be accompanied by an adult.
Number 5, lifeguards have 0 range in baby pool.
That means the baby's just going to drown, I guess. 6, do not swallow the pool water.
Number 7, no diving in shallow area of pool.
8, please shower before entering the swimming pool.
And number 9, no glass containers, alcoholic drinks, hot coffee, tea let through entrance gates.
And number 10, when making a podcast, be careful about setting it at a pool because it's full of plosives.
Yeah.
And everyone has to keep saying the word pool into their microphones. And I hope it sounds okay for the listeners at home. Interesting. Now, here's my one question.
Mm-hmm.
Is violent horseplay, it's just an actual typo? Because I didn't see any other typos the entire time.
No. And yet Madison looks very confident.
Maybe there's violet horse. Maybe it comes up later. Maybe we'll find something violet colours.
There's definitely, even if I couldn't find any other, spelling mishaps,
Other
there are
colours?
definitely some weird wordings.
Yeah? What's the 0 range thing?
I mean, maybe.
That might just be lifeguard lingo.
It's I think it's... No, I think the last one got me. Just alcoholic, no glass containers, alcoholic drinks, hot coffee, tea let through entrance gates. Again, that could just be signs truncating things and missing words to be able to fit on a sign.
It does feel
But
a
as
little
far
bit
as normal
specific.
English grammar goes, it's interesting. And I feel
It's
like
good sign grammar, but it could also be good puzzle
exactly. Signs are tricky business. But okay, I'm gonna leave that open. Stare at occasionally.
Yep.
I didn't immediately. Yes, I did.
You saw it? What have you seen?
Another color.
S. Oh, what's the other color?
0 range.
Orange. Let's find all these colors.
Well, I don't, how many might there be?
Okay, well let's go through and see. Is there if we can find a color in number 1, we'll know there's one per clue.
Sure. I cannot.
Swim at your own risk. Wim at. That's not a
Euro.
Euro. Okay, that doesn't.
Yeah, no. Aw.
No?
Well, there was ROWN, and I went, brown! That's not how
No,
that's word spelled.
You round.
Ugh.
Okay, there doesn't seem to be a color in number 1. Number 2 has
Maybe.
violet.
Yep. Number
3.
Gin.
I don't think gin is correct.
There's OLOR. That's almost the word color.
True.
Hmm.
Is king a color? There doesn't seem to be a color in number 3.
No, but we've definitely found 2, and I
Number
want them there.
4, does that have a color in it? All children under 12 are required to be accompanied by an adult. I can't see one.
Not yet.
Number 5 has orange, 0 orange in baby pool.
Definitely.
Maybe there's just some colors hidden in here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we're just missing some really obvious colors, or maybe that's just not what this is, and it's only a little bit suspicious.
Yeah, maybe it's only a little bit suspicious. We'll come back. If we know we're looking for colors, we'll come back to the sign.
Yeah.
Other thing you got to check.
Mhm.
Any hidden? It's not an acrostic.
Not unless there's a lot of N's in it.
No. And we don't do the first letter of the first one, the second of the second, the third of the third. That would be SOS C G S. No, that's nothing. Okay. Let's move on.
Or maybe it's the words. Swim running in 12 in
Nope, that doesn't seem
water.
right. Pool.
Oh, next one only. Number 8 only has 7
Well,
words.
there we go. All right, let's move on with our lives.
Yep.
So we've looked at one sign, and we are, by my count, way too far in. All right, so shall we look at the other stuff nearby?
Maybe I wouldn't mind reading the other sign, the
All
one
right.
outside the change room.
Let's read the other big sign.
Great. So the other big sign you guys recognize to be the swim team, the local neighborhood swim team's record board. So it just has in really big letters, Otter Champs, because you know the mascot of that team is the Otters. And you see a lot of different events. You see like 6 and under, 25 freestyle, and a bunch of names. And a bunch of young kids and old kids. There's just a lot of names. Some you recognize as a lifeguard, and others are like from 10 years ago.
Okay. Seems to me this might be one of those ones where there's so much information that we
There
might
might be
come back
something
with
that
a
we
specific
will do.
question.
Fair enough.
Like who was the champ of this sport in this time?
Yeah,
So I reckon we can come back with a future reference. to
sounds
this.
good. Sounds good.
Let's keep exploring around. We're looking for keys.
Yep.
Let's keep goal oriented.
Okay.
Why don't we have a look in the lifeguards cupboard?
Okay.
So you guys go and look at the lifeguard closet, and there is a single big green door that is locked by a 4-digit combination lock. And like I said, right outside the closet is a rescue backboard.
Okay. Well, we can't get into the room.
Mhm.
Check the backboard while we're here.
Yeah.
So as lifeguards, it looks pretty standard to you. It is orange and has a bunch of Velcro straps. And it says backboard, and on the back is the name of the pool.
What is the name of the pool?
Otter Oasis.
Now that's orange, Danny.
Hmm.
And the door was green. Maybe there is some color references.
I'll take another look.
No, it's okay. I just
yeah.
suggest last things to look at. I'll take a look while you just lead us to the next thing.
Okay, let's keep going through officially sorts of areas. How about the chemical and filter room?
Okay, so the chemical pump room is a pretty solid size shed situated over in the front right corner. You guys examine the doors, and they are made out of a pretty solid metal, which is also green, and there's a sign on it that says authorized personnel only, and it is also locked with a 4-digit combination.
What?
We're authorized personnel. Do we know the code?
I mean, it's been it's the beginning of summer. It's been a whole year since you guys were last here. So it's like on the tip of your tongue. You just don't quite remember it.
Now, I can't find green in those pool rules, just in case you were wondering. All right. And if we go around this pump room, is there any other interesting stuff that we can get from the outside? Or is it all, there's nothing else other than this door that we can...
No, it's pretty much just the door. It looks a little dirty, but yeah.
All right, that's fair. Well, in my drawing, we're fairly close to a slippery when wet sign.
Yep,
Do you want to have a look at that slippery when wet sign?
sure.
So you guys go over there. It looks pretty typical. In the U.S., it's written once in English and then once in Spanish, and it has the little guy slipping, and it's propped open just in the middle. I will say this is a concrete floor, so it's kind of strange that it's there. But maybe someone just left it out.
Maybe someone just soaped the floor up.
Now, for me, when I picture this sign, it's like two signs leaning against each other at the top.
Bright yellow. Yeah.
Oh, it's yellow. Can we, is there anything if we flip it over and look inside it, to, where it's opened up? Is there any secret messages written on the inside?
Unfortunately, there are no secret messages written inside.
Okay.
I think that's fortunate. I'm relieved. That would
It would be weird.
If I'm leaving a secret message for someone, I don't know if I would trust the sort of person who would find it there.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also, maybe the secret message is, obviously it's slippery when wet.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what? Little shiny things often get lost in those pool skimmer things.
Want to start checking all the little...
I think we should start trying to open
leaf
them up
traps?
if we can and look in them.
Great, yeah. So there are about 8 that are surrounding the pool. There's one at each corner with one along each side. You go around checking them and you find some dead insects, globs of hair. Mostly you're kind of afraid to put your hand actually in them.
Mm.
But actually in one of them, you see a spray can floating.
Oh.
And the spray can is actually a can of Never Wet spray paint with the slogan, "It's invisible till it gets wet."
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, now I want to just get every single thing in this entire place wet to see if we reveal any... Over near the slippery when wet sign, because that seems
Ooh.
like a place that is asking to be wet.
That's true.
Can we take a big bucket of pool water and...
Where did you get a bucket?
I was
I'm a
going to say,
lifeguard.
what bucket?
The bucket of my soul!
You want to touch that pool water, or are you stealing from the baby pool?
All right, why don't we go check out the baby pool first to see if we can steal slightly cleaner water?
Yep.
I don't trust a baby pool.
That's true.
Yeah, can we check the baby pool fence?
All right, so you guys go back over to the baby pool, which has the smaller fence, but it's a simple latch that you can just open. And honestly, even if you couldn't, it's small enough that you could
we can hop that.
jumped over. Inside the pool is just a couple of deck chairs for adults to watch their kids. It's a small, 5-meter square pool, and it's only a foot deep. It does look like there's stuff at the bottom of the pool, and surprisingly, especially considering the state of the main pool, this water is clear.
You say there's stuff at the bottom of the pool?
Yes, it looks like a bunch of kids diving torpedoes.
Oh, that's so sad.
Okay.
Someone abandoned them.
What is a diving torpedo?
That's a good point. I'm assuming they're those things that are like playing fetch for children.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
So, do you want
Not
to
like a
pick them
cool
up?
thing that a child can hold on to and it dives them through the water.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. All right, any interesting colors on those babies?
Yes, so you grab the torpedoes off the bottom. There are 4 of them, and they each have a different color and number. Presumably, they are part of a set. So, the first one is labeled 1, and it is red.
Nice.
There is a blue-green one that is labeled 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's a purple one numbered 3.
Please be 5. Please be 5.
And
I've been holding off. I didn't write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 because I was suspicious.
Okay.
And the last one is numbered 4, and it is orange.
Okay.
More orange.
There is an orange.
Mm-hmm.
There is a purple, which could be kind of a violet.
Yeah, true.
Is there a way that, the pool rule sign references all of these colors and then sequences them to make a 4-digit code for, the doors or something?
It's not impossible. You
So
want
we
me
go
to-
by when we... the first one would be 3 because that appears in rule number 2. And we're also looking for something that says teal in it.
Oh, you were
Like
getting
teal-let?
teal.
That's blue-green. So 9 teal-let is teal. So the last digit is 2. And we just need to find red somewhere in here. There's got to be...
Or a shade of red.
Or a shade of red.
Damn, I saw blue-green. I thought aqua. I never remember teal.
Redec, that's not red.
You can do this.
Area of pool.
It's not gin. Oh, required just has red in it.
Requi red. Okay, so it's
Requi red.
violet, red, orange, teal, which makes it 3,
3.
1,
Oh.
4, 2 is
Oh.
a code. Can we try on the pump house,
Oh, okay.
which is by the pool rule sign,
You
3...
did this in a different way to me.
What would you... Oh, you wanted to go by,
So you just took the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4.
which were labelled on each of those.
And you just
Torpedoes.
rearranged 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
See, I used these numbers in 1, 2, 3, 4 order. So I put the red rule first.
You're right, that could be... So the options are either it's 3, 1, 4, 2, or what were yours?
4, 9, 2, 5.
4, 9, 2, 5?
Yeah.
I like yours better. Let's try 4, 9, 2, 5 on the pump house door.
It does not work on the pump house door.
Okay.
Well, now there's two options. First of all, can I try 3142 on the pump house?
That also does not work.
Yeah.
Cool.
The half of his consciousness that is me goes to the other door.
We go over to the other door,
The lifeguard
the
area.
lifeguard closet, and we try 4925.
And that does work.
All right, good
Yeah.
work. Yours was smarter than mine.
All right, so you guys open the door and you find some lifeguarding supplies, including a blue box, an overturned bucket, and a stereo system on the back shelves.
There's your bucket.
And then taped to the inside of the door is a lifeguard scheduling list.
Appreciate
Okay,
it.
can we
I
have-
would have forgotten to check the door.
So
Sorry.
the bucket we've got for later, you said it's an overturned bucket. Is there anything underneath it when we flip it up?
So it's one of those, these are very classic in the US. It's one of those big orange 5-gallon buckets. It looks like it's just been used more as a makeshift seat, but there is nothing underneath it.
Gotcha.
Danny, do you have any idea how big 5 gallons is? That's big, right?
You can get milk in gallons,
Honestly,
but that's
I think
big.
gallons and liters are very similar, so just do 5 liters.
Oh, really? I thought it was like 3. I thought they were
it
like
might have
3
been like 3
liters.
liters. If you buy a gallon
okay.
of milk, how much milk is that?
Maybe don't
Show us
quote
with
me
your
on
hands.
that.
How big is a gallon of milk?
I don't know, like
Hold on,
this
I can
big?
do this. This is why we
Yeah,
have
like
research.
a liter of milk is like narrow. It's like this.
Gallon to
You would
liter.
usually buy
Oh.
milk.
3.785 liters, almost 4 liters.
Yeah, a
Okay.
3-liter milk is
okay.
the kind of milk that like a big family of people
Yeah,
would buy.
that's the biggest milk that you could buy
You can't
pretty
get a
much in a
bigger milk.
supermarket.
Wow. All right,
Um,
so it's a really big
I had that.
bucket.
So it's
Yeah,
like
okay, they're
15-liter bucket.
Yeah, 15 to 20.
Okay, that's fair. We got a stereo system. We got this. So we got the bucket for later. There wasn't anything underneath it. Let's have a look at this.
Mysterious blue box.
Well, I was going to say the lifeguard timetable,
Okay, that's fair.
but we can no. Let's have a look at the blue box.
All right, so you guys open the blue box, which you guys recognize is a pool chemicals testing kit.
Oh, yeah.
Inside,
Yes.
you find a piece of plastic that has 2 cylinders attached. The left cylinder is labeled chlorine, and it has a scale of various shades of yellow, and the right cylinder is labeled pH, and it has various shades of orange to pink. You also find a bunch of unlabeled and different colored bottles. There's a red, blue, black, yellow, white, and purple bottle. And finally, there's a note that says, Sam, remember it takes 5 drops of each.
Okay, cool. So we have a testing kit. I'm assuming right now the water will fail said test,
Presumably.
but maybe we'll figure out how much we need to do.
Yeah.
You said we had these bottles that were unlabeled, but are they full of anything or are they empty?
Oh, no, there's definitely stuff in them. They're just, they all look pretty much the same. The only difference is the cap is those different colors.
Okay,
Cool.
it's the
All
cat.
right.
That's
So
the
maybe
colour.
we'll find some rules as to how to use these at some point.
Yeah. Definitely lots of colour around.
All right, that's the blue box. The bucket had nothing under it, and I think it's just going to be a bucket to wet the floor, but you never know.
Yeah.
There's nothing written on the bucket, is there? On this orange 15-litre bucket?
Nothing written on the bucket.
Easy. Shall we look at the stereo system?
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys find the stereo system. It looks pretty old, honestly. The only thing that you really tell, you try to turn it on, and it plays the radio, but all you hear is static. I mean, who even listens to the radio these days? And the only other notable thing is that it has an aux cord attached to it.
Ooh, okay. So it actually has the cord attached to it to plug it into something else.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you don't have anything to plug in.
Maybe will eventually.
Hmm.
What do you now?
Schedule?
Schedule.
So this sheet looks like it's the lifeguard schedules from last summer. So you see that Owen works from 3 to 9. Sam works from 12 to 6.
Now, Sam was mentioned in that note.
Mhm.
Chloe works from 12 to 3.
Wow, that's the life.
Oh, you don't know which 3 and which 12.
Good point.
And Hallie works from 6 to 9.
Interesting. Okay. Do those numbers mean anything to you immediately?
They're all clock numbers.
Oh, that's
Obviously, they are
int-
times. They're real
Oh,
human times, but
you're
maybe there's
right,
some
though.
clock
They
basis sort of thing.
do that is interesting that those are very clock quarter numbers. I like it. That's fun. We haven't seen a clock anywhere though, right?
No. And yeah, again, they have to inherently be clock numbers if they're times. So, it's not that interesting.
I mean, no, but it is interesting that you found the 4 points of a clock.
True. There is like north, south, east, and west there. They are specifically those.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So that is interesting. So there could be some kind of directionality to them as well.
But I don't see anything just yet.
No. If it is anything, it'll elucidate itself later.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is our next plan from here?
think just to make sure that unlike every other episode, I don't forget it, I think we should go and check out the front entrance.
Okay, let's check out the gate, the front entrance, through which tea cannot be let.
All right, you guys go to the entry and exit gate, and it is chain closed with a thick metal chain and a simple padlock.
All right, this is the key that we need.
Makes sense.
I don't think there's anything else interesting to look at here. I have a question for you, Dani.
Sure.
Would you like to continue investigating new objects, of which there are still a few?
Yeah.
Or would you like to implement our bucket plan?
Okay, let's give it a go because we accomplished something and I would like to accomplish something else.
All right, I'm going to take that orange bucket. I'm going to put some water in it from the pool.
Baby pool?
Yeah, clear water from the baby pool, and I'm gonna pour that over the ground where it says "slippery when wet" to see if magical spray paint appears.
Of course. So you guys do that, and it's very heavy. I don't know if you've ever carried a bucket with that.
I can imagine.
Water. So it takes the both of you guys. And funnily enough, when you guys wet the area, there are some stuff that it looks like there's some words that appear, and I just sent you another attachment.
Oh, nice.
Good
All
thinking.
right. So again, for people at home, you'll be able to see this yourself, unless you're driving, in which case pull over and then have a look. But otherwise, we'll describe it.
Yeah, that was good thinking. I immediately, when we got that, went, oh man, something's going to give us some hint to know where we should splash water.
Yeah, we had a hint.
Yeah.
It was a big sign that said slippery when wet.
Oh,
Here's
boy.
the problem, though. What we've been given is pure nonsense, and I don't think it's worth our time to look at it.
Yeah, no, it's meaningless.
Would you like to,
To be
say what
quite
it is?
honest, the only reason I made this a visual was because I was very worried of just giving this to you letter by letter.
Yeah, as you should
Oh,
be.
yeah, for sure. So it looks like a bunch of keyboard scroll. We have QVZCFWBS equals, and then it's a new line, I don't know if that's important, UFSSB, and then another line, and all in one line it says DV equals PZOGY.
Yeah, okay, so...
The fact that there are
Quavuz-
two S's next to each other makes me want
Cubus.
like that to represent a different letter. I don't know.
Yeah,
there are two in a row.
Yeah,
so
maybe
they're not
it's like
totally
it's kind of like it's ciphered.
Yeah, but I don't know what that is. It's hard. We've been playing so much of the Nancy Drew games where
Where they
they've just been
expect you to do the
expecting you to
cipher.
be able to do these with no further hints. I assume we'll get further hinting, but we can't guarantee it anymore.
Yes.
Those games have warped Puzzle World.
Well, that is interesting. Because I can't interpret this.
No, not
I
yet.
want like S to equal E because there's two of them.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that second word could be green. If U equals G and F equals R and S equals E and B equals N, the only letters I can see doubled up anywhere are those F's and B's. Like in the first letter,
There's an
where you
SB.
see the R, like FB would make it R something N E at the end,
Which is not...
which is not unreasonable. Do you got it?
That could be chlorine.
Chlorine equals green.
And then pH equals...
pH equals...
something. Another colour.
Well, we know the Z. Hold on.
Oh my god. L.
Blue?
That's 5
No.
letters there. Well, we don't know any of the others.
black.
What's a colour?
Black.
That makes sense.
All right, so we solved it. So chlorine equals green and pH equals black. So
oh
that's
my
fun.
god. I didn't expect that to work.
I don't know if we were to have solved that, but maybe we were. But I'm going to feel good about it. So chlorine equals green and pH equals black.
Okay,
So we
that's
solved that
fun.
cipher.
So we can put bottles into that. I don't quite know what to do with those. Like, unless
We put
we do
5
just
drops
put
each.
5 drops of each in that, but what will that do?
I don't know.
I don't remember how pool chemical stuff works. I remember testing the water on the pool at my home. You just scoop some pool water in, you put a little tablet in, and it would change a color. And I guess that would, I assume that would then tell my dad when it was time to put more chlorine in the pool. I don't remember. I wasn't part of the next step. I was just there for the pretty colours.
This doesn't seem like a testing strip sort of situation.
It's not
Do you want
quite
us
the
to see what
same, is
happens
it?
if we start putting the green in the
But we've also got, like, they did have colours already associated with them in that thing.
Oh, true, but that was like in the tube, like they
Yeah.
was, like had like a yellowy tinge and other stuff. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe that will be like.
There's so many colours.
Oh, it's very confusing.
I'm getting afraid. I want to look at more stuff first.
Yeah, let's look at more stuff. But we've solved a puzzle, so we can feel
Yeah, we've
good.
done something.
We still haven't checked out the change rooms. We haven't checked out the high chairs. We haven't really looked in the pool very much. So there's a couple more things to look at. So why don't we have a look at the high chairs,
Okay.
the lifeguard stations?
Yeah, I'm leaving the change rooms till last. I expect that to be foul, even though no one's been here.
Okay, so you guys look at the 2 lifeguard chairs. Do you care if you start shallow or deep end?
Shallow.
Okay.
All right. At the shallow end, there is a rescue tube. However, it is spelt wrong. The A is actually an M, but you guys already solved that puzzle, so you guys don't need it.
Ah.
I throw it away. Throw it into the pool to rescue no one.
And there is nothing at the deep end lifeguard stand.
Okay.
Now the shallow end.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something, girl. Are you
I
happy
think you're
in
doing
this
a
modern world?
song, but I don't know what this song is.
I think that's what it was. Is that the one from the Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper one?
Oh,
Is that
boy.
called Shallow?
That is called Shallow, but I
There you
don't know
go.
how it goes.
There was something, girl, I'm happy in this modern world. That
Yeah,
one.
I believe you.
There you go.
I stare wistfully. I don't know how.
At the gate because you want to leave.
I was going to say into the dirty, dirty pool.
Yeah, you don't really see much. It's just very gross. Has all those leaves on top. You kind of, if you push away the leaves, it just looks really dark and gross. And you definitely do not want to swim in this pool anytime soon.
Yeah. Is there anything I could gain out of like fishing out the lane marquee things that are all clumped together in the corner?
Oh, the lane line reel? So, I
Yeah.
mean, if you look at the lane lines, you see they're called the donuts, which is the circles. And they're only colored orange and white, but normally they're in like a very distinct pattern, like 5 on, 5 off. But these are all in a very strange order. It goes sometimes from like 20 to like then 1 and then like 5 to 7, like just really bizarre numbering.
Can we, it sounds like we're not getting the exact.
You can't discern a actual pattern from this.
Yeah, sure.
Because my thought was that we're going to reference, it was going to be alphabet indexing. So if we saw
What?
20, it would be, all right, that indicates T, and then we see a couple more that indicates, we see 3 on the next one, that indicates that it's a C, and we, that, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
But if we're not getting like a full run of those numbers, then that's probably not true.
Yeah. All right. So besides the change room, is there anything else that we haven't looked at yet? The fence, I suppose.
The
Haven't
outside.
spent much
Oh yeah,
time looking at the fence.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty standard fence. You guys were very happy that it was easy enough to climb. It's really just to deter and just so you can pass the health inspection that there is a fence
Yeah.
and kids just can't wander in. But
Cool,
if you
cool.
tried really hard, you guys, like you did, can break in.
Mm-hmm. It looks like we may have no more options but to check out this change room.
So you guys look at the family changing room, you jiggle the handle of it, and it is locked, and you can tell that it needs a key.
Interesting.
Okay, so this is pretty mean. Here's my thought.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon we do something with the chlorine and the pH,
Yeah.
and that might, because it's based on like the pumping and the filtration and stuff, that might generate some digits or something, which we can use to unlock the pump room door.
Maybe.
If the chlorine
Yeah.
reads as 2.7 and the pH,
Yeah, you might be right.
So could we now? How does this pH chlorine testing idea? Like, do we have an idea of is it meant to be like
do we need to
fill
scoop
each
up
of those?
some pool water and
Yeah,
then
do we-
drip some drips into it?
Is that how it
Yep.
goes?
Pretty much.
Cool.
All right. Can we put the pool? Can we fill each of those tubules with pool water?
Of course.
And then in the chlorine one, can we drip 5 drops of
The
green
tipped bottle.
tipped
Wait,
bottle?
was there a green tipped
There
bottle?
is not a green tip
Oh,
bottle.
I apologize. I apologize. Can we dip?
Oh no.
Can we dip 5 drops of the what's green, blue and yellow?
Yeah.
5 drops of the blue and 5 drops of the
Do
yellow.
we want that, or do we want 2.5
Well, it does say
drops
it takes
each?
5 drops of each to
Yeah.
make. So let's just and then
I was trying to make a joke about half a drop, but okay.
Good point. Half a drop.
Thank
oh
you.
my! What
All
a silly
I asked
idea.
for.
Can we drip 5 drops of blue and 5 drops of yellow into the chlorine, and then just pour some black into the pH?
Yeah, you guys can do that. I'm assuming you're doing 5 of the black too.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, yep, so you do that, and then you shake it up real good, and you guys look to match the color to the reading, and it's very sad, just overall, just looking at it. You guys haven't done this in a year, but you can just tell that this is a horrible, pool chemical situation. The chlorine is supposed to be a yellow color, and it is basically clear. You guys match it at a 0.2 reading. And then
what's a normal sort of number for chlorine?
no,
I'm just curious.
Like
'cause I
2
know
to
pH.
3.
Oof. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we know the pH scale,
True.
but don't
Here's
know
the
anything
question,
about the chlorine
What is
scale.
that giving us, though? 0.2 what? Parts per 1,000?
I mean, it maybe.
To be quite honest, I don't remember. And then the pH level is like a fuchsia color, and it should be a solid orangey pink. And you guys read that as 8.4. These are both clearly out of the ideal range, and there's no wonder why the pool water is so murky.
Yep, that's fair. Well, can we go to the pump room door and try 0284?
Of course, you do that, and the lock pops right off.
Nice.
I love being able to tick things off.
Yeah. So inside is PVC piping chaos. There are pipes going everywhere. And at the end of each pipe, there seems to be some sort of valve lever. It seems most of the pipes are coming in from one giant pipe on the left, flowing through 2 giant containers. When it goes through the first giant container, it separates into 4 separate pipes into the right container, and then goes through one more big one that you assume goes back into the pool. And then finally, in the corner of the room, there is a first aid kit.
Okay, hold on a second.
I'm going to send you a picture of this because I have one, and I think it'll just help.
Okay, so we do have a picture of this as well. We have on the left one to the right one, as we said, there are those 4 mixed up cables.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, so I'm going to say that on the left one, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ports going from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And on the right, again, 1, 2, 3, 4 ports going from top to bottom.
Yeah.
From 1 to 3, we have the oxygen pump.
Yep.
Or the oxygen line. From 2 to 2 is the sodium line. From 3 to 4 is the chlorine line. And from 4 to 1 is the hydrogen line. And then it goes, and that's from entry to exit.
Yeah.
And then the exit goes to the exit. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's interesting. Man, I thought we were done with our number finding.
Never. Meanwhile, do you want to check out this first aid kit?
Absolutely.
Because that's a little simpler. It doesn't require us to do any chemicals.
Okay, I know you guys were trying to pass this health and safety inspection, but this first aid kit is locked, and that is definitely probably breaking some rules. It looks like it needs some sort of a small key, but it's very sad that a first aid kit is locked.
Do I have it correct that we are currently missing 3 separate physical keys?
It seems like it. I am baffled that we haven't found one. This is a little frightening.
Okay. You say we've got these 2 big pump things. Is there any way that we can interact with them?
Yeah,
Or are they
so
self-contained?
those levers on each side of the PVC pipes, you guys can turn 360 degrees.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're right. So each of the pipes where they have those ports, where the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 I was describing earlier, they have these little levers that we can turn.
That's interesting.
So we could change how much oxygen is going from one to the other, or how much sodium is going from one to the other, etc.
Exactly.
Yeah, do we know anything about what
Yes.
we might need?
I know exactly what we need to do.
What? Oh, okay. Though oxygen, sodium, chlorine, hydrogen, those are the same first letters as Owen, Sam, Chloe, Hallie.
They are, and we know that we can point them to points on a clock, and they go full 360 degrees. So the oxygen.
Wait, but why does it say, like, we've got 3 to 9?
Exactly. On the entry, could I put the oxygen
Oh my God.
so it is to the 45 degrees to the right, so it's pointing east, and where the oxygen connects to the danger chemicals exit, can I put it so it's facing west?
Of course, you hear the machine starting to. Sounds
So
like
it
it's
goes
coming
from
to
3
life.
to 9.
That's amazing.
Isn't that cool? Okay. Do you want to do sodium, Dani?
Okay, well, wait. Okay, so sodium, Sam, I'm going to leave the first sodium staying up where it is, but the sodium exit, I want to spin 180 degrees so it's facing down.
Of course.
Chloe, the one on the left will be straight up, and on the right it'll be to the east.
All right.
And then hydrogen, I want the one on the left to be facing down and the one on the right to be facing left or west.
Excellent. Well, you hear the filter purr to life. No wonder the pool was so dirty. The filters just weren't on. That's so silly.
Bloody pool maintenance people.
Okay. How quickly do we expect to be able to see a difference?
This is,
Instantaneous.
magic pool
Yep.
life, so it's pretty instantaneous.
Let's jump and check out the pool. The
No,
clear
wait,
pool
hold
that is
on.
now full of keys.
Hold on. Your use of the word jump frightens me.
Let's walk over
look
and
very
look at the
calmly
pool.
from a safe distance.
From a
Stare at this pool.
distance, These
All right.
lifeguards
So we're not
look
putting
at
our
the
hand in
pool.
the shark.
No shark hands. We're just having a
All
look.
right.
Look, one of the rules from my childhood was those pool filters will pull off your arm, and if chlorine is currently in the pool, you will be poisoned if you get in the pool.
True.
Well, there's always chlorine in the pool, so well, at least you should hope there is.
Fresh
and
chlorine.
if I've learned anything from the McElroy brothers,
It's
there's a
those glass sharks.
glass shark go and get you. So we can't go into the water.
All right,
Go
so
on.
you guys go out and you look at the now sparkling clean water, and oh my god, there is a body at the bottom of the pool.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
I wasn't.
Not until you just said, oh my god. Then I went, whoa, how bad is this going to be?
Oh, well, get the first aid kit.
I mean, I assume that this is something that lifeguard training prepares you quite readily for.
Yeah, so what are you gonna do?
Scoop 'em out.
Okay,
Get a
I
pool
guess we
scoop.
have to dive into the poison pool.
Dani can dive into the poison pool. I'll hang out here.
All right, so Dani dives in, and it's okay. It is a male plastic dummy that they use for lifeguard training. But he does have very realistic facial features. His mouth is
They
puckered
put a scream on his
open
face.
for some mouth-to-mouth practice. He's wearing some bright red swim trunks. So, yeah, there's a body at the bottom of the pool now.
I put my hand in the shark's mouth.
He did have an open mouth.
Yeah, I want to fish the key out of this mannequin's open mouth.
You try. You can stick your finger a little way, but you can't really feel anything.
I chest compress his chest to see if
Yeah,
something.
can we fish
Well,
him
It's
Find
out?
actually
out.
kind of hard because it's in the water.
Oh, we fish
can we
him out.
fish? Can we fish him out?
Sure, I mean it's really heavy. I think you're gonna probably need
Oh,
some
we
help.
used- We use that. Wait, can we use the backboard? That doesn't make any
Yes.
sense, does it?
Yeah,
Yes.
so you
Ah.
guys can use the backboard and kind of use it as like a lever to pull the dummy out of the pool.
Fair enough. Okay, I mean, look, it's the start of the season. We should probably get some practice in anyway.
Mhm,
So you wanna do some-
exactly.
I think we should compress and, if he needs it, some breaths, but
Yeah.
mostly compressions.
Put him on his side. Let the water drain out of his body.
All
Feel for his heartbeat.
Feel for his heartbeat. Does he have a
Okay.
heartbeat?
He does not have a heartbeat.
Oh, we got to start chest compressions.
Yeah, okay. We've been doing this totally out of order. I think the first thing we're supposed to
Oh,
do
sorry.
is say, hey, are you okay, man?
No, Danny. The first thing is we check for danger.
Okay, we did
Yep.
that. We depoisoned the pool.
And now we see, hey, are you okay? Is there a response?
There is not a response.
All right, that's not good.
Okay, check it. We're trying to check his airways.
Check his
You already
airways?
tried that. It was very difficult to get into his mouth. He doesn't. I don't think he's breathing, and we
He's not breathing.
can't find a pulse in any way.
Yeah, so we go to
I
chest
think we got to
compressions.
do the CPR. Yep. All right. We start ramming on his chest.
All right, you can hear a kind of click, every time you go in.
Yeah.
That's how the proctors know if you're doing it correctly. So you're doing, I guess, if you know CPR, 30 on, 2 rescue breaths, 30 on, 2.
Yep,
It's pretty
sounds
tiring.
right.
You're getting kind of exhausted doing it.
Of course.
Until the key pops. Okay. Is there anything in his pockets?
Yes, there is a silver key in one of his
cool, thanks.
pockets.
Whatever.
Now, when you say a silver key, let's
Yes.
let's
What
talk
sort
about
of
the size
are
of
we
this key.
talking?
Like a regular size key. It's not a tiny key. It's not like
It's got to be change room, right?
like a regular key.
All right.
That sounds like change room key to me.
Yeah, let's go to the change room and use this regular-sized key on the door.
Your logic is astounding because it unlocks the door of the family changing room.
Brilliant.
It
What's
is
in there?
pretty sparse. It's only got 2 toilet stalls. It's got a sink. It's got a 2 shower stalls. There's a bunch of benches. On top of one of the benches, there's a swim bag. And then there's a couple of orange lockers.
So much orange. I mean, I love the color orange, so I am cool with this.
Okay, what do you want to check out first?
I mean, I'm hoping that we can get the toilets over and done with very quickly because there's nothing interesting about them.
You're
So, yeah.
completely right about that. It's just a little dirty, so.
No, that's what I didn't want to hear. Hold on.
They're
Just
perfectly clean.
it hasn't been used for a year.
Anything,
Just looks
and there's nothing.
neglected.
There's nothing in the cistern of the toilet. We can't lift
No.
the top up and be like, "Oh, keys everywhere! Keys,
No.
keys, keys."
Just because we haven't dragged this off topic enough over the course of this
Sure.
episode, do you think, Billy, that you have ever gone into a toilet that hasn't been used in a year?
That's an interesting question. Have I ever been to a toilet that hasn't been used in a full year? I would say no.
I can't even say if I've ever come back from school holidays to school, and so 2 months break or whatever, and been the first person to use a toilet.
I don't think I have. I think that's a pretty big
It
ask.
feels like something that should be
If you're at
findable.
if you're listening,
oh, we're keeping this. Okay.
if you're at home and listening, have you ever used a toilet that hasn't been used in a year? Okay, so the toilets are fine.
Showers?
Yeah, can we have a look at the showers?
Are pretty much the same. They just look like they haven't been used.
Now, just learning from episode 1, can we undo the head of the shower and see if a key
We're
falls
trying to
out?
make this ready, not unready. But yeah, sure.
Sure.
Let's dismantle what we can
reach off,
dismantle.
I guess you unscrew it, and
Yep.
then it's just naked, I guess.
Okay, put it back.
Hilarious. Okay, yep, the other sinks, there were
Sinks
some
look good.
normal sinks. Great. So it's just
Cool.
these orange lockers and
It's
a
only
swim
the things that
bag.
make sense is to
Yep.
have something in them. Do you want to check out the bag first?
Yeah, makes sense.
Let's go through someone's
Swim
private
bag.
property and check out this swim bag.
Well, they shouldn't have left it here.
Yeah, it's our property now.
Sure. So inside the bag, there are, of course, some swimsuits, a cap, goggles, and also a phone.
Ooh, a phone. Can we have a look at the phone?
I assume it's pretty dead.
Yeah, it's actually surprisingly not dead.
Ooh.
It's a really old phone. It takes a little, it just is moving very slow, but you can tell it's old because it doesn't even have a password, which, these days is
Yeah.
frankly insane.
It's probably still got a keypad.
Yeah, and
dummies.
actually, if you open it up, it goes straight onto a playlist named Pool Jams.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Something that can be plugged into a thing.
You're
perhaps?
right. You're right. We can play pool jams through the stereo speaker. So we'll do that in a second.
Mhm.
Do you want to check out these orange lockers?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you guys check out the lockers. Most of them are open and empty, but there is one that is locked with a 5-letter lock.
That is. Okay. But
Um,
all of the others were empty, you said.
Yep,
Yeah,
the
open
others
and
were
empty.
empty. Little sad looking, this is an old pool.
All right. Well, maybe Pearl Jam will help
Pearl
us
Jam.
figure out
Yep.
what's going on with the locker.
Why not?
So let's go back to the lifeguards cupboard. where there's the stereo system, and plug that auxiliary cord into our phone and play some pool jams.
Great. So you guys plug in the phone and start the playlist. The classic song from the beloved Little Mermaid starts ringing out, and you hear a Jamaican crab singing the first couple lyrics of Under the Sea. I think it's like the seaweed's always greener.
Always greener.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you're really just jamming out to this. So now you guys got some music going.
Well, the seaweed is always greener.
You look
what can we do with that?
It's another color.
It feels very relevant.
We try Ariel in the 5-letter combo.
Sure, you guys try Ariel, and unfortunately that does not work.
Okay, so we got pool jams. Like, can we go through you said it's a playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go through and see what other songs are there?
Yeah, so you're playing, you skip the next song, and strangely enough, the song just repeats.
So it's just Under the Sea over and over again?
Yes. It's very strange. Apparently whoever made this playlist just really loves this song.
What can you get from Under the Sea? Do we need to look under the sea? Is there a big letter C somewhere that we haven't looked at?
Oh my god, is there? Otter Champs has a C in it.
Can we go to where it says Otter Champs and check underneath
just
the letter C?
Poke at that letter C.
Yeah, so you guys poke at it, and it's actually fairly loose, so you guys are able to very easily pry that off.
Oh my god!
And under the letter C is a very small silver key.
Wow!
Nice, that's
I did not expect that to be real. I thought you were being a dummy dum dum.
Well then let's go over to the
first aid box.
First aid box.
All right, so you guys go over to the first aid kit, and now I think you're going to probably want to leave this key in here just, for safety reasons.
Yeah, can we throw the lock away?
Although you open it up, and unfortunately there's no first aid supplies in here either.
Sure.
Instead, it's just a big metal, what you guys recognize to be a lane line wrench.
Oh, okay.
Lane line wrench.
An IOU card.
I owe you 1 medical supplies.
Okay, so, how exactly does this work? Is this for, pulling it
you
so
recognize
that it can...
that this tightens the lane lines. So when you put them in, they're loose, and then you tighten them so that they go from being big squiggles to tight.
Okay.
Well, can we connect the unconnected lane line and tighten it up?
That seems like that'd be a good part of getting the pool user ready.
So you guys go ahead and do that. It takes you some time. It probably takes you 3 songs worth of Under the Sea to do this. And you do that, and you get all the lane lines in, and then you tighten them up, and it looks very nice. You do notice that even on all the other lane lines, the donuts are still very strange patterns, and it's not the same from lane line to lane line.
And that's not a pattern. If we looked at it, could you tell us what the pattern is?
Well, it seemed like it was irregular and not a pattern, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very irregular.
Okay, so done a lot of other stuff. What was the deal with the blue box? That's the biggest thing that I do not have ticked off yet.
We can tick it off. That was the testing kit.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue box is done. Look, here, I'm going to go through it. I've got on my list, the only thing that I have not ticked off is the gate padlock, these orange lockers, the first aid kit with this lane line wrench. I've got nothing else that is unticked.
I've got a lot of stuff ticked off.
Pool rules, we've done. The Otter Champs board, now we've done. The closet had the backboard. We've used that. We've used the blue box is fine. The bucket we've used. The stereo system we've now used. Pump room, we're done with all the pump room stuff by my count. The slippery when wet sign that we've revealed what that's revealed. The 8 skimmers, we got the spray can, so they're done. The baby pool had the torpedoes in it, so that's done. Blue box done. Stereo done. The schedule done. The pump room arrangement based on the schedule done, and the pool body, the body we found in the pool, I've ticked off as done because we found the key. Cool. The only things that I have that we haven't really dealt with is this first aid kit, which now we've got the wrench, which maybe we're done with that, I'm not sure, and these 5-letter combos. Now, I wanted the locker combo to come from the arrangement of donuts on these lane lines. I wanted
But
like
that
20 to
doesn't
be
seem
T,
to be
and then
happening.
that'd be the first letter. But it doesn't seem like that makes sense. Because
I don't
we're not
know.
seeming
Maybe you
to
guys
get-
just need a different perspective.
Can we get up into the high chair and have a look at these lane lines?
Sure. You guys get up onto the deep end lifeguarding chair, and it does make out a word. It looks very interesting since it's made out of lane lines.
Oh.
But it looks like it spells out the name of the pool. It's Oasis.
That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, man.
Which is fine. We probably should have tried that earlier.
I do have the name. I almost said, we haven't used the name of the pool, and then I absolutely did not.
Well, why didn't you, Dani? Can we try Oasis on the orange locker?
Of course, you guys go ahead and do that, and it unlocks. Inside, you guys find some pool equipment. There is a pair of fins, a pull buoy, and a snorkel. When you guys pick up the snorkel, it kind of jingles, which is very strange.
All right, that sounds like I super don't. This is in our hygiene sensitive times.
I put my mouth on the snorkel and I blow.
But yeah, I just want to go.
All right, you guys try that, and you can definitely hear it move. It just doesn't seem like there's enough force to it.
Oh, do we have a pressurized air dispenser?
Oh my god, have I forgotten all?
I
its
attach
objects?
the snorkel to the mouth of the mannequin and I jump on its chest.
I kind of just want to give that to you because that is the best solution I think I've ever heard.
Sure, the mannequin has better breath control.
It's a bellows. Where else would we find
We
air?
could do that, or we could just
Sorry. Yeah,
use water, like stick it under a tap and have water try to let it
we
out.
could use the sink, I suppose.
But what were you gonna say?
I was going to say, can we detach the oxygen pump
Oh
from the...
no!
We're trying to get the pool ready, not destroy
Pool's
it.
fine. Maybe the sink or the shower or something like that.
I mean, yeah, that was my next thought.
Just stick it on one end of the tap and put it on blast.
Yeah.
All right, you guys try that, and it does seem about the same as just blowing in it. Like, it definitely is moving, but needs more force.
What generates force?
What object is in this room that I have forgotten about and forgot to write down?
It's not an object. You just kind of need to combine some things.
Ooh.
Where would you use a snorkel?
Can we just get underwater and then blow through the snorkel?
Yeah, so you do that. Bill, I'm guessing you're doing this, and Dani goes behind you, and she catches the key, which comes flying out.
Does that make a difference?
Surely that'd be the same as just blowing out none in the water.
I don't know.
Added water pressure?
I don't know.
Either way, we get a key.
Okay.
Where was the key? I just assumed it was a key. I didn't pay any
I
attention.
grabbed a thing.
Out pops a bronze key.
All
Woo!
right. Now, are we done then? Is that everything we need?
I mean, we've done a lot.
I mean, the pool's clean, right? Did we get rid of all the leaves on the pool?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they kind of, we'll say they dissolved via chemicals.
That sounds good to me. In that case, let's open the big bronze gate.
I think we can do that.
All right, you guys open the padlock on the chain of the fence, and congrats. Your boss will be very happy. You guys have set up the pool and unlocked it.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
We've saved summer.